Hello, good friends. It's the Trikeen, and welcome to the playoff preview show for Season 7 of Monday Night Sluggers Predictions. As I'm sure you already know, only the top 16 from the cumulative points leaderboard qualify for this playoff bracket that you see right here. Before we get into the matchup unveilings, I need to once again address some major changes you may have forgotten about at the start of the season. For the minigame star points and Toy Field coin questions in the playoffs, since we're doing head-to-head matchups, only the one person who came the closest to the actual number will get 10 points. If both players tie, then they both will get 0 points. Can't wait to see how you guys do with that. Next thing is the ballparks that will be used for the playoffs. After counting up the combined scores of the 16 qualifiers at each ballpark, this is what came up. The first round, the round of 16, will be played at Yoshi Park. The quarterfinals at DK Jungle. The semifinals will be played at Peach Ice Garden. And then the championship round will be played at Wario City. Here's a quick rundown of how each of the ballparks got their eligibility for the playoffs. Sorry if your favorite ballpark didn't make the cut, but it just wasn't highly scored. Also, one more thing, the week of the championship round is where we will also have a consolation third place game. So those of you that make it to the semifinals round will be eligible to play the following week, where you'll play for either the championship or for third place. So aim for making it that far, everyone. Also, stay tuned after the playoff pairing segment, as I have two major announcements to make. I'll say that they have nothing to do with Sluggers, but I'm looking forward to letting you all know what that update is. And now that that's taken care of, without further delay, here we go with the playoff pairings. But just before that, I'm going to first reveal the captains that everyone made prior to the start of the season that would get the most random selections. Those that have correctly predicted one of the four on the list of Bowser, Mario, Wario, or Birdo gets 25 bonus points added to their cumulative points total. I'll say that this led to major shakeups just about everywhere, and lots of you will be surely shocked about where you ended up. And now we're going to unveil the names in the same order as before, starting with the first quadrant here. The 8th-seeded player is Cage, who scored 554 points to finish the regular season. He will face 9th-seeded Owen, who finished with 543 points. We'll see who the winner of this toss-up will face a little later on. So let's move over to the next quadrant. The 7-10 matchup will feature 7th-seeded Michael Boy, who scored 566 points. Number 10, King K. Rool, who scored 539 points, is his opponent. Winner of this will face the 215 winner to be showcased a bit later. Let's move on to the third quadrant. The 6-11 matchup is this. Magic Archer earns the 6th seed, scoring 574 points, and will face Your Mod, number 11 Jeremy, who scored 534 points. We'll see who the winner of this will take on in a moment, but now let's move to the last new quadrant, which we'll stay at for both matchups. Here it comes. The 5th seed is MHL 305, who scored 580 points. He will face number 12 newcomer Jason Bow 22, who finished with 529 points. Let's now see who the winner of this will face in the quarterfinals. The 4th seed is another veteran by the name of Prince Steven, who scored 590 points. That Prince will take on 13th-seeded Guest Icon, who finished with 527 points, after being sniped in Season 5 by Sportsfanatic to get the last spot in the playoffs. And that will conclude the first completed quadrant, as we now snake back to the top and bottom 3 players left to be unveiled. There's going to be a lot of shock about who ended up in both the top and bottom 3 of those 16. Alrighty, here we go. The 3rd seed is veteran Kaike Matos, who scored 592 points. He had first place for a large chunk of the season, but he got sniped by the top 2 players who had their preseason captain picks correct. Kaike will face 14th-seeded TMK16, who won the Season 4 title. Can he make another run to the title? Now let's see what the 2-15 matchup has in store for us. The 2nd seed is PSI Kirby, who scored 594 points thanks to his preseason selection of Birdo. Anyways, the 15th seed Kirby will face is long-timer Sportsfanatic, who scored 501 points. We'll see which one of these guys takes on the 7-10 winner. And now it's nervous time for some people as we unveil our last matchup, which shocked me as I sorted the leaderboard. To absolutely everyone's surprise, The number 1 seed is Anna Ziska, who also made the correct captain pick of Bowser and beat out Kirby by 1 point for a grand total of 595. She once again wins the $20 eShop credit prize for being the regular season champion. We are all asking, how did Anna pull this off? Now, who will Anna face as the 16th seed is about to be revealed? That particular 16th seed also got a correct captain pick and beat out the other 16th place player from last week to get in. That 16th seed is the outgoing King Penguin, who scored 491 after having a strong week 8 and got the number needed for preseason captain selection of Mario to outscore our now 17th place player. Well, Penguin, you announced retirement on the Discord, but you very surprisingly got in, so that retirement will have to wait at least one more week. But can you beat our regular season champ first, who's still seeking her very first playoff win? Let's see what happens. And there is your playoff field for Season 5. First, let me show the players who just had their bubbles burst. I gotta say, the Wild Arcanine has to be very disappointed about getting sniped by King Penguin after leading him by a very staggering 58 points heading into Week 8. The rest of you on this list, I want to thank you for your participation this season, and I hope you're willing to come back for Season 8, which will be team-oriented competition. Who knows, maybe you can come back strong and finish in a better spot. But I hope you'll wish all the season's qualifiers in the best luck and enjoy the playoffs just the same. Before we move on here's one more look at the playoff bracket in full. To those of you who have qualified, the prediction forms for the playoffs are now ready to be filled out. Use the link down in the description or my link tree to fill out that and later round forms as well should you advance. We will get things started this Monday night, April 29th at Yoshi Park, so I hope to see you there. Best of luck to everyone who has qualified, and may we have one of the best postseasons yet. And now for those major updates you've been waiting for. Like I said, these two announcements have nothing to do with Sluggers, but they should be exciting nonetheless. First announcement is on May 24th through 27th. I will be in Atlanta, Georgia for the event MomoCon. This is a convention I was expected to attend in 2020, but was cancelled because of you-know-what. I'll be participating in a bunch of tournaments and game show panels. Some will be live streamed over on MomoCon's channel, so be on the lookout for ones I may be in. Just like the last con I attended, I'll be vlogging this one. And now the last announcement is one related to my attendance at MomoCon, and it is going to happen the day before I leave for Atlanta. We're going to have a MomoCon send-off marathon stream. I have this scheduled for Wednesday, May 22nd, starting at 10 a.m. Central Time. This is the tentative lineup of games I have scheduled for this marathon, which could change, but I feel confident we can have this kind of lineup on that day. You'll notice some unusual games and things, and I think it will add plenty of intrigue, including the surprise segment at the very end. I'm not going to offer any hints, other than it's not an online play game. So I hope you look forward to what's coming up in May, which will be just right after the championship round of the Slugger season. And that will do it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Let's make this end of April and whole month of May as one to remember, as we got big and exciting things coming up. The prediction forms for the playoffs are now open, so make sure to get those filled out before this Monday night. Have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you this Monday night for the round of 16 at Yoshi Park.